Family Services.
Yes, may I have your name?
I'm sorry we don't give our names over the phone.
Okay.
May I help you?
Yes, I have a question. I stayed there, and right now I'm afraid. You guys were aware that I was getting death threats, and I just really haven't had a lot going on to be done about me being violated. So if I were to come up dead, because I really don't know what my future holds. And I don't want to continue to live in fear, but I've seen that my life has had a trajectory that I just really haven't been able to control. I just simply could not. So this is Kiana Clark. So as a domestic violence organization, would you be willing to communicate with my family, or perhaps maybe if some authorities did have some concern for my life, or maybe the media, if I was murdered, that I just could not flee abuse that the government was enlisted in? It was an impossibility for me. Could you at least, if you see me on the news dead, can you at least give me that one dying wish for police to have accountability, or would you guys cover for that as a domestic violence organization? Can you assure me that since I begged for my life location, the location to repeatedly not be heard, as my dying wish to communicate that yes, this woman has been saying that she's been terrorized from the department, multiple different police departments to get nowhere? If I'm dead, can you do that as a dying wish?
If you've ever been a client here, we cannot give that information to any media without or anybody without you having a release of information for them.
Okay, so I would like to give you that because I'm not being heard location to location. And as a dying wish, I like to relinquish that to you and tell me what I need to do, because I would like for you, if I come up dead on TV, for you to tell someone that as a domestic violence organization, that she has repeatedly begged for her life. She has expressed that she's been begging for her life 10 years plus to never be heard. So I would like to give you that documentation, because repeatedly nothing just is not done. And I don't want to have to live in fear, if I'm dead, or are they going to get away with murdering me, and then my family and everybody in my environment cover for it. So what do you need? So at least if I'm dead, then perhaps then you can, inform someone that yes, the police just left her in being threatened multiple different times, and multiple different reports just repeatedly haven't been unaddressed. So who do I need to give that to?
Okay, well, our clients can do a release of information, but that would be done at the time that they're with us, and they're only good for so many days. So, um, if you have a counselor, and a counselor that you're working with, you might could do a release of
I don't know
information
what's
through
happening.
them.
Can you tell me? Because I don't know where to go to have people understand that I have value, and no one deserves to be murdered by the police department. But I can't find integrity citizens anywhere around me that see that. So I'm trying to find someone, if I am murdered, that maybe another woman don't have to go through this, but I can't find integrity anywhere to be found around me. Period. So you're the local domestic violence organization. If you can maneuver me or guide me to someone that cares about someone being murdered, because I haven't been able to find it. I would like to let, as a dying last wish, to find someone that can say, yes, people that have badges and guns don't need to murder anyone like they did with George Floyd. But the people don't care about a woman's life being in jeopardy around me. So, by this being a domestic violence organization, are you aware of anyone in your in your circle, any knowledge as a domestic violence organization, that anyone I can report that if in case I show up dead, that someone can say yes, the police department and many of multiple other parties failed this woman and left her in jeopardy.
Ma'am, if I understand you right, you're asking a place you can notify. If you fear that your life is in danger, I would suggest that you call 911.
Okay, I'm really not being heard. I think that as a domestic violence organization, I don't really have the protection, and I'm asking you for direction of someone that will be a witness of how my life is in jeopardy by the police department. You don't, obviously, guys don't have that to offer. So, by you being a
So
domestic violence organization,
domestic violence. What you're relaying to me is your concern of your life through with type of violence than what we work with. We work
It's
with
my
domestic
abuser.
violence that's inside your home.
I would like to communicate. I think we're on a different track. My abuser is able to abuse law control over law enforcement, and what I'm trying to do is a dying last wish. That's to find someone with integrity that I have not found. So, as a domestic violence organization, do you know of anyone, if you see me on the news, or anyone that can see, if they see me on the news, will say, yes, multiple different parties failed her, because I haven't found it. So, if you can guide me to someone that has integrity and don't want to see a woman get murdered by the police department.
Okay, let me look through our resources. One moment.
Okay. They don't have it to offer. So, let's see if she can find someone, because they don't have it to give, Midcoast.
I'm sorry, did you say something to me?
I was just expressing that you don't have it to offer, that if I come up dead, any of the caseworkers or any of the staff there, you don't have it to offer to communicate to someone, yes, she has reported to the police that she's been getting death threats and the police department has failed her. So obviously, by you giving me a referral, that's something that you don't have to offer.
Yeah, like I said, our clients, we don't speak of who's been here. That's for, you're coming here under the privacy.
It sounds like you're
When we
protecting the
say
police
call
department.
911 if you're in immediate danger, you're saying you're afraid of the police department, or you're saying about all in law enforcement everywhere. I mean, there's different branches.
Well, I think what I wanted to concentrate on is there's victims advocates there that have failed me along with the police department. Because if you have a victims advocate and you're telling your victims advocate you don't want to be murdered, and your victims advocate says that I can't tell people that you've been threatened and the police department covers for it, that's misconduct, but I'm repeatedly not heard. A victims advocate protects that party's safety and not say, I can't tell anybody if you're murdered and I see you on TV. It has to be a secret that you report repeatedly over and over that your life has been in jeopardy and you've been getting terrorized by the government.
Okay, ma'am, let me stop you right there. Is there that is outside of what we do here at Midcoast Crisis Center?
I think there's a disconnect because advocates, yeah, then maybe that it is it's part of a domestic abuse crisis, and I'm just really not getting understanding on why the advocates and multiple different parties there are dropping the ball with me. Because advocates, anyone with common sense knows that advocates protects that party's safety. And if I can't tell you as a dying last wish, if you see me on TV dead, can you please report to someone that I have been being violated by the government and getting death threats that nobody has cared about, had a concern about, and in fact cover for them? So if I can't communicate that and you fail to be an advocate like your job description warrants, that if someone is being violated and their life is in jeopardy, to be a witness, but if you refuse to do that for whatever reason we're doing that, I would like to have someone, if you know of anyone that has integrity and don't want to operate in misconduct. That's not what you do as a domestic violence organization. If a woman is telling you over and over that she's getting death threats and afraid for her life, you advocate for that party and you make sure you help her and guide her into safety and not drop the ball and leave her in it. That's misconduct. So even as a dying last wish, you still want it to keep it secret. If you see me on the news dead and protect my abusers, that's not safe for me. And it's misconduct on your part. To not speak up, you have made yourself accomplice to the abuse.
I do hear you. I do hear you, but at this time, I can't give you a specific person or reference that can do that for you. I would not be able to do that if I saw it.
Okay, so if you said, then it just may be something that people would just cover up for. That may be just a reality.
That I know you or have known you, and that would be that would take your safety away.
No, if I'm dead, I'm asking you. If you see me dead, since you and
Do you
everybody,
feel like
I'm
you
not able to
are
speak,
at
and
that
this is
point
a
that
part of
your
the
life is
problem.
at risk?
This is part of the
Do you
problem. This is part of the
do
problem. I'm
you
not.
do
This
you,
is a crisis
okay,
hotline,
ma'am,
and repeatedly I'm
I'm trying
telling
to ask you
people
a
that I'm
question.
getting death
You're
threats, and
asking me 1,000 questions. I would like to respond to at
that's
least
not what
one
I'm
of them.
stating, ma'am. That's not true. What
I'm
are you saying?
asking you, do you feel like you're in immediate danger right now?
That's not what I'm stating, and I was trying to communicate that with you, and you wouldn't let me speak. That's not fair
Okay,
to
I've
me.
let you speak the entire call,
But
and I
that's
would
not
love
what I'm
to hear from
stating,
you more.
and that's
But
not what
at
I'm
this time,
stating.
I think you need to call 911.
That's not what I'm stating, ma'am. That's not what I'm stating, and I can't speak on the
Well, if you
crisis.
feel that your life is in immediate danger, you'll need to call
That's not
911.
what I'm stating, ma'am. You won't let me speak on the crisis line, telling you that my life is in jeopardy. That's not fair to me.
Well, you're asking me to reach out to social media or
That's not what I'm stating, ma'am.
to
You won't
someone
let me speak to tell you.
in
That's not fair to
I
me for
want
people
to
to put
tell you
words in
that
my
I
mouth.
cannot do that.
That's not fair for me to people to repeatedly put words in my mouth as an alibi to not help me, and then demand that I don't speak to tell them what I'm actually trying to communicate. It's caused a speech impediment because I've had to deal with people doing that years, deliberately trying to put
I'm
words
not
in my mouth that I
relaying
didn't
anything
say, and
about
then
your
not let me
speech.
speak to give them
You're just giving
communicate
me
properly.
multiple questions, but you don't allow me to answer them. So
That's part of it. That's
you're ready to
psychologically
hear an
abusive, ma'am.
answer, then you feel free to call back. Thank you. I'm ending the call now.
Thank you for calling Midcoast Family Services. We are closed or on another line right now. Our office hours are Monday through Friday.
Services?
Yes, I was disconnected, telling the crisis line I was afraid for my life.
Okay, you called the domestic violence hotline?
Yeah, the Midcoast, the domestic violence, and I'm in the middle of a crisis telling someone I was afraid for my life, and I'm repeatedly treated like that.
Okay, if you're afraid for your life, I advise you to call 911.
What is your crisis line for?
I would call 911 to whatever area you're in so you can
I'm
get
in this
help.
area. I'm asking what your crisis line is for.
Our crises are for, we are a domestic violence and sexual assault crisis center.
Right. How do you report a crisis?
I'm sorry?
How do you report a crisis? What all do you do on the hotline? Do you give direction and feedback and protect women against abuse, help protect them?
Yes, I can give you resources to places that could help you out.
Okay. What is the crisis line for?
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question?
What is the crisis line for?
The crisis hotline. We listen to what needs you have and see if there's something we can do for you here, or we give you resources.
You think maybe hanging up in someone's face when they're reporting that they feel the fear of their safety is misconduct?
Yeah, and if you feel like you're in immediate danger, we ask you to call 911.
So you hang up in a party's face?
Situation.
You hang up in their face? How do they get services with you?
I don't hang up on people in their face. No, ma'am.
Okay, so how do they get people that don't fear their safety, they can't call you?
We answer our phone. You can call in 24 hours a day to the hotline.
So what is the relevancy of people? So are you redirecting my call because I fear my safety?
We only we redirect your call to a resource. We give you resource phone numbers if there is a resource that could better serve you.
Okay, so what I would like to know if you know of anyone that would take someone trying to flee abuse their life seriously without punishing them for wanting to be safe, because I haven't seen it. Do you know of anywhere that I can call on this planet that someone would be a witness and step up and have integrity and say that this woman don't deserve to be treated like this? From domestic violence organization, police department, location to location, to leave me repeatedly in jeopardy and play mind games while I'm frantic over my life. So this organization has already stated that they will commit a crime and not report to anyone that I've been begging for my life a long time and being terrorized by the police department. There's mandatory reporting, and not doing so is criminal. But you don't care, as well as everywhere else that I've been. You not hanging up in my face and doing what you have done there is a crime.
I would like to try to serve you. If there is something if I have something I can do for you right now, I do hear what you're saying. Right now, and here at the crisis center, we do not have any availability right now. But what I can do is give you resources, or if
No, what
you,
I'm
as
saying
you
is
stated
what I would
earlier,
like to
that you're
do.
really
I'm not able to speak
earlier
and
to
tell you
me,
why I called.
you stated earlier me that you were concerned with the police departments not protecting you. And if
No, I'm
that is
concerned
the
about you
case,
guys'
I would
behavior,
suggest
committing
getting an
crimes,
attorney.
and not letting me speak to tell you what I'm wanting from you guys. What I'm wanting is if I'm murdered to be able to write down to you because I can't report crimes to the police. I would like you not to operate a misconduct and abuse and do your job description and protect me like you're supposed to do, and not be letting authority figures that are committing crimes run you. That is criminal. So I would like to be able to have somewhere on file because I can't report to the police that my life is repeatedly put at risk for you to be the domestic violence organization that you're supposed to be. And let me report to you that the police department repeatedly fails me. And if I come up dead, to at least have my family know and other parties know that the police department was conspiring with this woman's abuse and let her get murdered. But if you, as a domestic violence organization, want to be in cahoots with that, as well as everywhere else I've been, I don't know what to do, how I can report to someone and then let someone, as my dying wish, to, communicate that multiple different parties felt this woman and left her in it. So the police department won't take the reports. You're hanging up in my face. Churches won't take the reports. Family members. So are you saying, as my dying last wish, if all of you guys saw me on the news dead, you'd cover for it? And then I'm supposed to be a problem for thinking that's integrity issues and it's sadistic and sick? That I can't report before I'm murdered to anyone my experiences, and they just let me sit and marinating and being forced to not care about a woman repeatedly begging for her life. So if I can do a documented statement, and if any of you see me show up dead, that you can say that this woman has reported multiple different times over and over again, and people hung up on her face, violated her, arrested her, assaulted her, took her freedom for trying to be safe. So obviously I see that there's no help out there for me, but as a dying last wish, if I am dead, do you know anyone that will say yes, she's reported over and over and over again and nothing was done?
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Um, is there anything that I can do for you today?
On a domestic violence hotline, do you have a direction to where I can go so I can write a statement? And if I should come up dead, to find someone that will stand up with integrity as a human being and say, yes, I have witnessed that this woman reported over and over and over and over again, so I can be comfortable, at least if I'm murdered, that another woman won't have to endure this again. Or am I the only one left on this planet that understands that this is wrong? I could be that only one. And maybe that's a realization that I just have to, understand. That maybe I'm the only one left on this planet that can see that this is wrong.
Tiana, I don't believe you're the only one on the planet that has integrity.
Well, the bottom line of it is I'm trying to report to this domestic violence organization if someone murders me today and I can't get law enforcement because I'm afraid right now. So I can't get law enforcement. So in the middle of being afraid, I want as a dying last wish that I can write down or communicate to this domestic violence organization, if I get murdered today, that you will report it because I can't. So if you fail to report it, like your job responsibility requires, and everywhere else I've been has done the same thing.
I would love to be able to help you out, but unfortunately, I have not witnessed what you said, so I would not be able to stand.
That wouldn't be accurate, ma'am, because I'm on the crisis line right now reporting that I can't report crimes to the police, and I've been there and you did nothing.
Witnessing is someone who has been directly involved in the confrontation, that has seen it happen.
I would like to be able to report. I would like to be able to right now, and as a dying last wish, so I can be comfortable if I'm murdered, that someone with integrity will take a stand because I haven't seen it, and maybe you just don't have it to offer there, even though that's your job description in protecting women, but you failed me as well as everywhere else I've been. So since you're refusing to do your due diligence and job responsibility,
Actually, I'm not refusing.
well, then that's the only thing that I'm asking.
Guidelines of what I do, but I would like to say that I would like to help you out. I would like to try to find a resource for you if you would give me the opportunity to do that.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So what I have to do is try to find somebody else, even though I dealt with you guys. You're gonna send me on a scavenger hunt to try to report to someone if I come up dead that I have been felled by the police department. You're unwilling to do that, even though that's your job description, and you want to send me on a scavenger hunt looking for the services that you're willing to, you're supposed to provide.
Organization, I need to reach out to other people in the organization to see who has the authority to help you out with that matter.
Yes, the only thing that I want. This is the only thing because this is your job task to protect women, but you refuse.
May I take your phone number and have someone reach out to you?
This is a crisis line, ma'am, and I don't. It's abusive for all these years for me to beg for my life and to be cut off and disregarded. So I want to make sure that we have a common ground on what I'm seeking from you guys.
Okay, well, I apologize, but it's Saturday and our main office is closed, so for me to get someone who might.
But I would like answers before I'm murdered. I can't express to you that I'm afraid right now, and I haven't been able to afraid. I have been crying in tears, shaking, and arrested for being afraid for my life. Ran off roads, assaults, and all kind of other things.
That strongly that you're in danger right now, please call 911.
I can't call 911. That's why I want you to know if I'm murdered, can I report it to you guys? But if I'm murdered, that for my last dying wish, if I'm murdered, because I haven't been able to report it all this time. I think that it's sad as a domestic violence organization, you got to hurry up and hang up and not let me speak and beg for my life. But I've experienced it a long time, so I just wanted to be comfortable.
Someone immediately near you that is threatening to kill you?
Yeah, if people threaten to kill me there, but what's happening when I was there and you guys covered for it? So right now I'm afraid, and for a long time when my abuser's mad, he sends drama my way. And I had 2 devices that are off, and there's been a distinctive pattern.
I apologize that you're experiencing that, but is there anything I can do for you today? All I can do right now is try to find someone in the company that has the ability to help you with your request.
Okay, so I just want to make sure a common ground. So this is a crisis line. So I'm reporting you to you.
This is a crisis line, and I'm trying to get you to a resource that can help you. I would need to contact somebody else in the organization to see which department can help you make this request. That because you're asking someone to reach out if something happened to you. That would be someone who handles our media. I would need to find out that information and relay it back to you. If you could give me the opportunity to maybe give you a call back on Monday, or if you want to call back in on Monday.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand.
Time to talk to somebody.
This is how I've been treated, so I just want to make sure I understand. So
well, I'm trying to help
I'm not able to speak.
If you feel like you're in immediate danger right now, please call 911.
I'm not able to call 911. That's what I'm trying to communicate on the crisis line.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. We'll talk to you soon.
Victoria 911. What's the address of your emergency?
I have a question.
Okay.
I'm afraid for my safety. I think that my abuser's mad, and I think that he had 2 devices off, and I don't. Can I report to you guys as a 911 operator? Are these calls recorded?
These calls are recorded, but if you're afraid for your safety, I'm going to need to get you to the sheriff's office because you're in the county.
Okay.
1 second.
And what that means? Calling 911.
Victoria County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
I just wanted to do a report. My name is Kiana Clark, and right now I'm afraid, and I've been robbed of any opportunity to report that I fear my safety. It's not a possibility for me. So is it a
Okay.
possibility? I'm sorry. Were you saying something while I was speaking?
What's your address?
I didn't want to give my address. I'm not safe. I just wanted to give you my name and my information.
Okay, can you spell your name for me?
I fear my safety, definitely.
Okay, why do you feel like that?
Well, I've been given death threats, ran off the road. There's been hit and runs. People deliberately hit me. I've had devices malfunction, even petty devices, phones cut off right now, death threats, and all kind of different things. False arrests, assaults. Someone pulled the gun up to my head, pulled the trigger, and for all of this, 300 and something reports, I've been denied law enforcement. But I know that that's not a right that I have, and I haven't had it
Okay.
for an extended amount of time. So, is it
Okay.
a possibility if I'm murdered today? Can you at least communicate to someone that I begged for my life over and over and just repeatedly haven't been heard? That way is my dying last wish that I know that hopefully another woman, I don't just care about myself like a lot of people around me do. I don't want
Mhm.
another woman to ever experience anything like what I'm going through. So is it a
Okay.
possibility that for me to report right now, you have my name and I can give you my phone number and my YouTube channel. So if I come up dead, then my last dying wish is that an army full of people fail me. That the police department failed me, domestic violence organizations failed me, family members failed me, and churches failed me, and everywhere else I was at.
Okay.
And let my life be in jeopardy and to add insult to injury, mistreated me psychologically, reporting it.
Okay. Now, is this because you believe someone's going to try to hurt you, or because you want to hurt yourself?
I believe someone. It's a disconnect of mind games and psychological abuse. If someone's running me off the road and I'm getting death threats and devices are being hacked and I'm denied law enforcement and I have to endure psychological abuse, then that's not safe for me. And I haven't been able to interrupt it.
Okay. So you just wanted me to take your name and your information. Is that correct?
That, and then if I show up dead, will this be documented that the police department was in cahoots and just let me stay in jeopardy as well as everyone else in my environment?
At the police department and everyone else.
The police department, domestic violence organizations, social workers, churches, family members, and armies full of other accomplices. Just let my life stay in jeopardy year after year. And I like to give my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Hopefully, another woman. I care, and if I have to risk my life for another woman and effort, not have to go through this, so be it. But my
Okay.
YouTube channel is KEY. Okay, and what's your name?
It's Kristen, and I have all of your information. Okay, Kiana.
Okay. Can I add? What's your position?
I'm a telecommunications officer with the sheriff's office.
Okay. Your sheriff's office and the communications what?
Telecommunications officer or dispatcher.
Okay. And I reported death threats. I reported corruption, and you just wanted to document it to get nowhere, huh?
No, ma'am. I'm taking documentation. If you want to speak with an officer, I can connect you with one by phone.
I don't know what to do. I think that it's peculiar, but it is what it is. And I've communicated with you. I've been denied law enforcement, and I just have to continue to sit in that, huh? Repeated attempts just to get nowhere. And it's supposed to blend into normal behavior for and people never get charges. That, okay, I'm just hearing it, but I won't do a damn thing year after year. Just sit in it. Calling law enforcement.
Okay. Well, we're here if you need anything, and like I said, I can always connect you with an officer if you need to speak with
I don't
one.
know
Okay?
what to do. I'm trying not to get
denying you
murdered,
law
but
enforcement.
I'm sorry?
Okay? I'm not going to deny you law enforcement. If you need to speak with an officer, I will always connect you with an officer, okay?
I don't know what to do because I'm begging for help and have been doing an extended amount of time, getting assaulted, arrested, and mistreated, bullied, hung up on, psychological abuse. So how do I get it? I don't want to just end, I'm fighting for my life, but no one cares.
We care. We do. But if I can't get your address and have an officer go talk to you,
That's who's
I
putting
can
my
have an
safety at
officer
risk.
call you.
That's who's putting my safety at risk. Is officers.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will document this for you like you want me to do, and if you need anything else, give us a call, okay, Kiana?
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
That's how it
Thank
is.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.